All right, guys, this video, it's Steve. I'm here. I'm a little sad about this one because I'm not sure that FairMoon is going to recover. But it's possible it might. I don't want to give too much FUD about this, but I'm going to talk about what happened to the project today. Now, I first brought this project to you a week ago at 0.002 cents, and we are currently sitting at 0.0036 cents. So if you got in when I originally was like, hey, look at this project and check it out, I know you had a chance to make profits. I hope, like me, you pulled tokens out and made profit, because I'm not super upset, because technically I did make profit from my investment in FairMoon because I sold on the way up. I sold a little bit too early. I kept a little bit moon bag. I sold that today. I sold that too late and maybe shouldn't have. Time will tell, but I know I'll have a chance to get back into the new token if the new token gets launched, and I'm not 100% positive on that. I know the FairMoon team will try, but I don't know where it's going to go because so much liquidity has disappeared. I don't know how they recreate that liquidity on the new coin. Anybody from the team can say you figured that out, but unless one of you, either War on Rugs or somebody in the FairMoon team, is going to put up that money, I don't know how they get that liquidity that they first had from when they launched the token. So there's been somebody gave me one answer in their Discord that they're talking about. I didn't understand it though, and so I don't want to put it out there because he was just an admin. There are a lot of different admins on this team. I've heard a couple mixed messages. When community projects have a problem, it might take them a little bit more time to put good words out. I had a couple people saying War on Rugs dropped these tweets without telling them, and a couple War on Rugs basically saying that didn't happen, and they're working with the admin. But we'll talk about now what's going on here. And if for anyone that lost their money on this, I'm very sorry. I hope you remember I'm not a financial advisor, that I show you projects, and we always need to invest only what we are willing to lose into a project, and what we should always take profit, because you had a lot of chances to take profit on this coin if you got into it at 0.03, 0.05, 0.07. It made it all the way up to 2 cents twice. So hopefully, if you didn't, we learn, and this is something I had to learn the hard way in my life of investing in crypto. When you are up, take out that initial and a little bit of profit. So if everything goes bad like it did today, I can be sitting here and going, I still made some money off of this, and I could just move on to the new projects like I have been doing it with the CDO and with Vlad, and just work with them, and hopefully those projects go, work out perfectly. So today at around 3:30 p.m., War on Rugs announced that they found out about a bug in FairMoon. And this is kind of bad because they were the ones that said that this was all okay. So I got into this because they said, we checked it, it's okay. And then a couple weeks later, they say there's a bug. And it's not really a bug, so I don't even know why they said it that way, because it makes them look worse than if they just said, we found out that one of the things that are in there will hurt this token, so we want to move you to a new token. But because they call it a bug, I think it really caused a lot of FUD in the marketplace, and the price just completely dumped. And I'm going to show you that on there. But they go on to explain it. I'll have a link to this thread so you can read all of it if you're someone who's interested. But the basic thing is they're saying is that since this was a fork of SafeMoon, and SafeMoon had a lot more than 5 billion tokens, SafeMoon had an automatic liquidity event that said that every 500 million tokens that the contract keeps, they go ahead and sell half of them to get liquidity for the liquidity pool. So it's like the contract ends up collecting these tokens and then dumping them on the community, and then adding them, but then taking those profits and putting them in the liquidity pool. So for SafeMoon, it was a way to keep their liquidity pool burning. That code was left in FairMoon. This is probably an honest mistake by both War on Rugs when they audited the project, and the devs who created the FairMoon coin. They changed some things around, but they forgot to change the rule that says if we get 500 million tokens in the liquidity, sell half of them, 250 million. So we had basically a ticking time bomb in this contract that said every time we get up to 500 million liquidity, sell 250 million tokens. And they argue that this would have made too big of a price movement. Now, if that's whether or not that's true or not, it's hard to tell, and we were still a few weeks away, possibly now with the increased trading. But the way things are going, we are still a few weeks away from this actually becoming a problem. So the fact that they decided to out this on Twitter the way that they did, and it didn't feel as good. I kind of would have rather this came out in the War on Rugs Telegram and the FairMoon Telegram. It did quickly, but it launched here first. People were going into the FairMoon Telegram, and if there's a true partnership there, you would expect the FairMoon team to maybe get to announce this and announce a plan, and even, I don't know. It could have come out a little bit better. Now, War on Rugs has had some follow-up messages, including a video that somebody made that kind of explained that the War on Rugs team are honest, and that they're not scamming us, that they're gonna help this new token get launched, and it still will be the token that works with their IDO, so it will still have value. The main problem I still see is just where do they get that initial liquidity for the liquidity pool? Because let's say they issue us all tokens to match the tokens we have. So we all have tokens now. But if there's not a PancakeSwap liquidity pool already built with the large amount of money that we had originally in the liquidity pool from FairMoon that we built up over 2 weeks of people, of price movement going up and down and up and down. Well, now they have to match that, and I haven't heard a good answer, which is why I ended up selling my tokens. And I'll look into buying back in if I see a good answer. I made profit in this, so if I end up having to pay a little bit more to get back to my stack of tokens, I'll just have to do that. But I need to see a really good answer on that question personally, because otherwise I'm not going to believe. If they're going to do another pre-sale, then I'll just buy into the other pre-sale as opposed to holding on to the FairMoon coin, basically. So their follow-up tweet here is basically just defending themselves. They're getting mad at influencers and haters. I don't hate these guys. I actually like them. I thought they were kind of funny. I like the idea of what they wanted to do. I really would like to see them pull this off, and for the new FairMoon coin to change lives and make a lot of people a lot of money. I'm really hoping for them. I'm hoping that I made a huge mistake dumping my tokens today, but I just had too many questions, and when I have that many questions about where things are going, I'm going to pull my money to the sideline, and then I'll put it back in, and if I don't make it quite as much, then that's my fault, but that's just what I ended up doing. So the reason why some people are kind of flooding them for a little bit is because we had 3 drops today. So it was kind of an interesting day. At noon, we had a pretty big drop from where we had built ourselves up to 1.4 cents. We were kind of in a downtrend, so this movement here seemed normal right until this happened. So then we had a huge drop to like under a cent. And then you start to recover a little bit, go back down, get a pump, and then we were holding right around a penny, which was kind of like, in general, a new area where we had been able to hold in the past, at a penny or slightly under a penny. And then right around here is when the news came out, and we were like, oh crap, the War on Rugs team announced that, and we just dropped like a rock down to half a cent. And then, there were some people that did, no, actually, I'm looking at this wrong. I'm sorry. The announcement was here. This was the first drop, the mystery drop. We don't know why these 2 big candles happened, because we had just rebounded to a cent. You would almost say that this is looking like we're going to maybe go back up, and instead we had a massive dump, lots of volume come out. Then the coin started to recover back up to here, and then the announcement happened. We dropped all the way down to here, dropped to here, went to there, and now we're sitting around down here. So if you zoom in a little bit, this is the 1 hour chart. So if we go to the 5-minute chart, we've started to recover a tiny bit. So maybe some people are getting more comfortable with the idea that the War on Rugs team is going to bring this out. So this is the announcement here. So this is when we found out things were bad. It went down to here. I got out in this candle here because I was just like, I don't know what's going on. As you can see, that was probably a mistake, because I think my average price out was about 2.5, and now we've bounced back up and we're starting to head back up. We're at about 0.037. I have no idea if you should buy this token at this point. I'm not saying you should. They say they're going to launch a new token. They say they're going to take a snapshot, and sometime in the next few days is what the tweet said. I haven't seen any other information. And then you will get a fair share in the new token based on the, the thing. Now, there are some good things about this if you think about the tokenomics of the coin. FairMoon coin was launched as a 5 billion coin with over 2.8 million of it theoretically burned, but it was still sitting there unsold in a contract address that he had announced the rights to, and it was sitting there in the pre-sale contract where nobody could get it anymore because the pre-sale ended and it wasn't sold out, so nobody could access those tokens. And then there was a burn address. That gets really confusing when a new person looks at a project. You're like, why are there 3 giant addresses up at the top? One of them's a burn. What are these other 2? And then if you're not somebody who's going to do any more research than looking at the holders, like that might be the first things you do, you get scared. And I remember when I was talking about this coin, that scared the crap out of people. So we on a new token, instead of being launched with a 5 billion supply and having those giant burns, you would eliminate those holders from it. You'd relaunch the token with a contract address where hopefully it would just have a time lock as opposed to being renounced, so that if there were bugs like this, they could fix them instead of having to dump the coin. We'd only have the 2 billion circulating supply, and we'd have the same rules. Maybe even less. It might even be less, but I'm kind of guessing what's the actual circulating supply of the new coin. It might be like 1.9 billion. And then we would go from there, and then we'd get the new website, we'd get the new rules, we'd get the IDO Launchpad going, and the token would look cleaner. We just would have holders and contract addresses that are actually valid, and the PancakeSwap pool and any other site that maybe adds a pool for the token as it got more popular. So that would be the one good thing that could come out of this. When War on Rugs picked FairMoon because they like the FairMoon idea and they like the FairMoon community, and they did say they audited the coin code and it was okay, they liked the idea of a token that was fairly launched with no pre-mine, with the 2% fees that go into liquidity and go to people, and they wanted to use this coin as the fuel to their IDO platform. Hopefully they still want to do that, because the fear that I have is that when they go ahead and go to launch this new token, there's no way for them to get $410,000 worth of liquidity, and without this liquidity, we all get a token you can't sell, or it's much less liquidity. So the first person that tries to dump this new token drives the price down to the floor, and now you have to ask basically you're asking the community to come back in, and a lot of people who got burned today have to think about trying to reinvest money into this token. So that's where I'm going to end it today. You'll have to let me know what your thoughts are on this. If you invested, I'm very sorry if this hurt you. Right now, you're looking at, if $1 gets you 206 FairMoon tokens, they're trading at 0.0037 cent. So you're getting in really, really low if you believe that War on Rugs will rebuild this project. But I don't have that belief right now, so until I know more, I'm holding off. So thanks, guys. I understand if I get some criticism for showing this project to you. My only defense is I showed it to you cheaper than this price, even after the crazy dump. So I showed it to you very early. But if you bought it on the second video where I was telling you be careful, there's big wallets and I don't know what's going to happen from here, then I'm sorry for you. All right, bye guys.